Why is it whenever you buy new tyres, they're like a magnet for punctures? I've picked up a screw in mine, and not only has that screw gone in through the tyre, it's gone at such an angle that it could be repaired, but the garage are reluctant to do it. They said I could take it elsewhere, but to be honest, they've sowed enough of a seed that I'm not happy to do that. So I've just had to have a new tyre put on. What I thought I'd do is turn that negative into a positive, and I realised, although I talked you through the process before about me buying the tyres and how I chose them, I didn't actually give you a breakdown of all the different tyres that I looked at and I considered to put on. So what I'm going to do today is look out that paperwork, make sure it's all up to date, and put it all together for you to give you the best tyres, in my opinion, for an electric vehicle that are budget, mid-range and top of the range. So that's the plan. But first of all, we're meeting some friends to go kayaking. So we're going to go and do that. Now we're back on the road. And then when we get home, I will update you with all those different bits of information. Well, the British weather definitely brought a premature end to the day. It was freezing out there, but we're home now, nice and warm, and I can talk to you about tyres. So what I want to do is, as I said before, put them into three categories: budget, mid-range and top spec tyres, if you like. In each range, I've looked at two tyres that I would have chosen. I've looked back over my book here, which has all my scribbles for when I was trying to find tyres for myself. For me, the most important thing for buying tyres for an electric vehicle is how loud are they, the decibels, and how efficient are they. Now, I appreciate probably the most important thing for a tyre is its grip, but I've taken it as read that all tyres should be pretty good at gripping the road. You may be different and you may judge your tyres very differently to me, but I think it's important that you understand the framework that I've put around this so that you understand the reasons why I've chosen the tyres I've chosen. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. You'll find something else. Let's start with the budget tyres. Now, I'm going to give you prices here in the UK at the moment. Obviously, things change all the time. This was just roughly what I found. I'll convert that into dollars so it makes sense, but it might be that in the US, you can't get this tyre at all, or it might be a completely different price. But at least it gives you an idea of the sort of figures I'm talking about. So for me, a budget tyre is anything under £70. And I found two that, again, names you may or may not have heard of. The ratings for each of these tyres, whether it's the noise rating or the efficiency rating, run from A, being absolutely the best it possibly can be, I think down to D or E. I don't think I've got any that low, but that's where it ended up, E being the least efficient. So that tells you where we are. Certainly here in the UK, the rating system I've found very consistent across all the different websites I've looked at. So if I'm telling you it's an A rating, every website I've found it on, it's always an A rating. In the US, it's a little bit more difficult to find that information, and I wasn't able to cross-reference it. So this is kind of based on UK websites. So budget tyres, under £70, which is about $96. First one I looked at was a tyre called Taurus Ultra High Performance. That had for the noise 72 decibels, and for the efficiency, how easily it rolled, it was a C. That tyre comes in at just over £64, about $89. The next one that I found was Aerospeed, the N6000. For noise, it's 68 decibels, so it's quieter. And it also, for the efficiency, it came in at a C as well. And that was marginally more expensive at £67, which is about $92. If you wanted to break it down further, the Arrow Speed performed slightly better in the wet with a B rating as opposed to a C rating. So very similar prices. Of those two, I would probably go with the Arrow Speed, marginally more, but you get better performance all round. So that would be my choice of budget tyre. Mid-range tyre, I've decided that's between £70 and £99, 99 being about $136. So again, two there. There's the Kumha Ecsta, ECSTA, Le Sport KU39. That comes in at £91, about $124. The noise on it is 71 decibels, so slightly louder than the best budget one we said, with a efficiency of C. That, as I said, is £91, which is substantially more than that budget one, the Arrow Speed. So between those two, I would still go with the budget one because it's noisier and it's the same rating for the efficiency. So why wouldn't you? Where it does outperform it is in the wet. It gets an A rating, and that's why I've dropped it in, just in case that is something that is really important to you. The next one in the mid-range is an Apollo, an Alnac 4G all-season one. For noise, it's 70 decibels. For efficiency, it's a B, and that comes in at £95, about $130. So that one of the two mid-range is going to be better. Is it worth the extra over the budget? I'll let you decide on that. I would suggest if noise is really important to you, then yes, of course it is. Then we move on to the top spec ones, and this is anything over £100, which is about $137. So there's two here. The first is a Goodyear Efficient Grips Performance. That comes in at about £110 per tyre, about $150. The noise on it is 69 decibels, and the efficiency is a B. Wet rating is A. So that for me is a really good all-round tyre, and I'll come back to it, but ultimately this is what I chose, and this is what I've just replaced my car with, the tyre with that went. So that for me is a really nice all-round tyre if you wish to spend a bit extra to get that reduced noise level. The other one in the same price bracket is a Dunlop Sport Bluresponse. I think whether it still happens now, but certainly at one point the Nissan Leaf was coming with Dunlop as its standard fitted tyre. That's got a noise rating of 69 and an efficiency of B. Wet rating is also A, so exactly the same as a Goodyear, but it's a bit more expensive. It's £116 or $159. So that for me was the two picks that I had in each of those price brackets. So that is my breakdown. As I said, my choice was the Goodyear Efficient Grip Performance, and that was based on it was for me the quietest tyre and the most efficient. And in my mind, I'd spent a load of money buying a quiet, efficient electric vehicle. I didn't want to spoil that by putting on noisy tyres. Now you might say, do you know what, 1 or 2 decibels really doesn't matter. But again, I went from having the standard Dunlops on my car when I bought it. Now I appreciate they were worn out when I got rid of them, but when I put those Goodyears on, it was a real noticeable difference in the noise. For me, it definitely justified that extra expense, and I was glad that I did it. Everybody's different, but hopefully from those brackets, you'll be able to find a tyre that will probably suit you. And hopefully I've just saved you a whole load of research on the computer, because I'll be honest, that took me several hours to narrow down to exactly where I wanted to be. But it'd be interesting to know your views, because that's how I got to where I did. I obviously haven't tested all those tyres. I haven't put every single one on my car, and I can't tell you how they perform against each other. But if you've used some of those tyres, let us know some good or negative points if you think there are any. And are there any others that you would highly recommend based on my ideas around efficiency and noise? Let us know. This is a kind of a help video for anybody who's stuck in that minefield of thinking, what tyres do I put on this car next? Because it is a minefield, and it really is down to what suits you the best. So hopefully that's helped. If it has, then remember to like and share the video. And if you haven't done so already, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.